forgot that I was starting a YouTube channel. This is the story of my life. I have been so. I started at 260 and then I got to my current, not like current, but my the lowest that I have gotten since starting this weight loss journey was 219, and I'm currently at, I think it's like 225 after eating food and drinking water. So there's like about 6 pound weight gain. Well, no, it's pretty normal for me that I've noticed. I'll lose like 6 pounds and I'll gain it back and then like +1, but then I'll lose 6 more pounds and then I'll only gain like 4 back, and so then it's like, you know, I'm currently wearing UGG gloves because wood burning. It's been a new activity, but I really don't want to burn myself. So let's see if it's hot enough. It's not quite hot enough. So, I was working as a medical assistant, but a month ago I accidentally hit my head on a shelf that's like embedded in a corner. I gave myself a nice minor concussion. I was really dizzy, nauseated, blurred vision, slurred speech, all those great, wonderful things, and I still have headaches from it. And that's like a side effect that I'll probably have for a couple years. Worst case scenario, hopefully not. When I had that happen, I wasn't able to think clearly, and I wasn't even able to really speak or like stand up straight. I wasn't able to communicate to my employer that I was not able to come into work, and so even though I had a note from the emergency room, I was still let go. So right now I work at a warehouse and it's fine. I get to spend a lot of time with like my audiobooks and murder podcasts and such, which is kind of nice to get to just not really think about anything and just do stuff without too much interruption. I'm going to be moving though in a few months, the end of May, because our lease is up in June, so it's kind of like stressful for me. An impending move. I gotta make sure that I've got another employment secure at the new place, and also gotta make sure I've got a place to go with me and my son, and making less at the warehouse. So I'm just trying to find ways to make money, and so I'm wood burning, hopefully to turn like $5 into $20. I've actually never done wood burning before. This is my first time. Yes, I'm one of those. Just put it on Etsy and see what happens. It kind of reminds me of the bazaars in Germany we go to. When we lived on base, they'd have people from across Europe come to these big airplane hangars on the Air Force Base. And the Canziones, we became friends with them. They're from England. And they made like these light up houses out of bone china, and they made one for us, and that was really cool. But I always remembered the wood burners because of the smell. And then I always remembered the food vendors that were still from Germany, because they had Stroopwafels, and that was before they were in America. And I would just watch them with their scissors cutting out the samples. But to keep me away, they would give me whole ones. Because I would sit by the Stroopwafels eating their free samples. And one time, one of them even gave me a whole box to myself. I still like Stroopwafels. It's so funny. That's when I'd buy all the Beanie Babies too. Oh my god, I'm old. It's crazy. Well, intuitive eating, like, to get back on track, the intuitive eating portion of my goals, I think I'm really getting there, because I don't stress and think about it too much, and I've been able to gauge just with having, sorry, there's like buildup on it, with having my toddler and not wanting to pass on those unhealthy habits, and having to be conscientious of my own words and feelings around foods and how I portray that to him. I've noticed progress within myself, and so I think that's why in my weight loss journey I gain and I lose, and I go back and forth, because I'm going through a natural process of being alive, where some days you just retain more and other days you don't, and some days you're more hungry than other days. And I'm not hungry in the way I was when I would try dieting in the past with like a specific caloric count, or to specifically avoid certain foods and the like, and those kinds of diets never worked for me, especially like prepackaged, like, you have to buy this item. I'm a poor girl. I've had to use food pantries and food banks for majority of my life, and to be able to have like a level of food security now, especially for my own like child and family that I'm sure that has changed a lot. And I can't say because I've been here every day, it's like not as obvious. But I think that's why I just go back and forth, because I still have days where I'm stressed out, and I definitely eat more than I should, and there's days where I feel like I've eaten way too much and I feel like I'm gonna burst, and like, well, what was the count? And so I go through all the counts in my head of like what happened earlier today. I'm like, what? It's not even that much, and I feel like that is a better way for me, because I'm not thinking about it until the very end when I'm like, why am I so full? And it's nice to know that I'm like so full, but I've not eaten not all that very much. I've just gone by what I feel like I want at that point in time. And I remember how scary that was when I first decided to do intuitive eating, because when I first started, I was like, well, I'm hungry all the time. I need to eat all of this all the time. And I was like, shit, all I'm gonna do is gain weight, because if I'm doing what I think my body's doing, I'm just gonna gain weight. And it turns out, after 6 months of doing that with myself, I was able to realize you're not actually hungry all the time. So that's pretty nice. Because I still do those like assessments when I'm like, okay, I'm hungry but I don't want to eat. Then you're probably not hungry. That's true. So, you go through those internal steps. Smells. This spot, my son must have spilt something on it, because this spot smells sweet, like when you burn a marshmallow. Yikes. Okay. I don't know. First time? Far away. Ha! Look at it far away with your eyes slightly closed. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Well, thank you for these minutes of your time, and hopefully I don't forget to post again. Right. Bye.